You can pack us in your suitcase and take us with you.
Yes.
And we can be your hype.
We'll be your hype women.
Hi, I'm Garcia.
I'm Tally.
And we are the HercastleGirls.
What is up? What is up?
If you like videos about entertainment, pop culture, fashion, lifestyle, this is the channel for you. Be sure to go ahead and click on that subscribe button.
Just click away, man. Click on it.
Join the family.
Do it.
We'd love to have you as one of our siblings.
Join the sibling fam.
Yeah, because we're siblings. So
we're sisters. From the same mister.
Today, we've got something super sensational for you all.
Right?
As some of you might know, we had the opportunity to go to the Country Music Awards for Ontario. Yeah.
That was cool,
a few months ago now. While we were there, we met some super talented artists, including Angelica Appleman. And we got the chance to sit down with her virtually and have an awesome chat. Like best friends, like girly friends.
She's so down to earth. She's
the most important thing, she is an incredible songwriter. She's got a beautiful voice, so she's an incredible singer. And we had the opportunity to sit down with her and chat about the music industry, what it's like being on the up and up, because she is a rising star in the country music world. And she's Canadian, so that makes it even more awesome.
Canada, stand up.
She's inspired by people like Shania Twain, Martina McBride.
Okay, girl.
So that gives you kind of an essence of her sound. And her needs some good vibes.
Yeah.
This is the interview for you. Check it out. We are so excited to have a lovely, lovely, lovely young woman on the HercastleGirls YouTube channel. Today, we are chatting with Canada's own Angelica Appleman, who is one of the up-and-coming country music stars to watch. I would say, actually, let's not niche you down like that.
No, let's not.
Upcoming singer-songwriters in Canada.
Absolutely.
Today.
Right? Right now.
Yeah,
right now.
It's all true.
I love that. Thank you.
We are so excited to have you, Angelica. Thank you so much for making the time to chat with us. We are excited to learn more about you and the very small time that we have together, because I do feel, just so everyone knows, that in our planning call for this recording, we planned, I think, maybe like half an hour, and
we went
for like an hour and a half.
It was like a solid 3 hours.
3 hour conversation.
Good, right? But it was such a good conversation.
Yes.
Like when you sit with Angelica, you feel like you're just sitting with a really good family member, like a really cool friend, and it's just exchange of good energy.
Exactly.
Literally. It was just like a joy.
I should bring
all true.
You know, Angelica, there's a lot about you. I think that musicians, the first thing we all know is, of course, their first single was this, and they showed up on the scene the year of whatever, and we know all of those sort of very statistic measures and achievements like that. But behind all of that, of course, there is a life. There's things that happened. There are things that kind of shaped you into the person that you are today. And yes, I was thinking about your kind of launch into the music scene, which was Happy Place, and that kind of being the single, even up till now, I think it's still very associated with you. Where were you when you were writing Happy Place? Where were you mentally, spiritually? Where were you when you were composing that single that kind of catapulted you into the Angelica Appleman we know today?
Oh my God, I love that question. So I'm a very family-oriented person, as you guys know. And basically, I was spending the day with my nieces and my nephew, and we were having like a Zia day, as we like to call it. So I'm Italian. Yeah. I'm Italian, and they always call me Zia. And I babysit them from time to time. And sometimes it's not really babysitting. I just love hanging out with them.
Of course.
And yeah, it was during the pandemic, actually. And you know how you only have like a small little bubble at the one point or whatever?
Yeah.
My small little bubble. And I was like, this is what is going to get me through this pandemic. And basically someone took a picture of us and I captioned it "My Happy Place." And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, that is a song. And like, just the sentiment behind it is a song. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, because we couldn't go anywhere in the pandemic.
Yeah.
It just really matters who you're with, and like to cherish times with the ones that you love. So yeah, it was like a sunny day or something like that. And I was in the good vibes mode and loving on the littles. And yeah.
You know, being with the right people, that should be your happy place.
Yeah.
Listen, that needs to be a t-shirt. I knew
honestly,
our audience is going to love this. Dropping gems I told you.
I know. I think that's why the song resonated with so many people,
so
because I think everybody can relate to it. And
especially
definitely
during the pandemic.
Definitely we all learned what happy place truly meant. So I love this. And just even describing your way of coming to that realization of what happy place meant to you. Obviously you have kind of and I think with most songwriters, they have like a heightened sense of,
I think so too,
of words and meaning.
You catch things, like someone might say something, but you take and think, wait a minute, that's a song right there.
Right.
You can't even help it. It just.
Yeah, no, you can't. I honestly have so many like little voice memos. I'll just like be, I don't know, at the grocery store or like anywhere, and I'll be like,
like, you're wondering what's Angelica doing,
and like
why someone says a word and you're like, just said a stranger just said something.
I love that.
I love that with a songwriter. They just absorb everything and they turn it into a beautiful piece of art.
I'm sure, like, we see you now and you seem like such a confident performer. She laughs. Sure,
but we see it.
Okay.
A lot of people see the confidence.
I am that. Fake it till you make it, baby.
That's it.
Well, girl, you're doing it.
Take it in.
You are doing it.
But I know that you did share with us some sort of life-changing events that happened that, you know, as unfortunate as it is, I'm sure that you would come back and say, you know what, it did have a lot to do with shaping who I am today. And I think that it would really benefit our followers to know about what happened in your life that sort of steered you to where you are today, and probably inspired a lot of how you feel, how you speak, and how you move in your life today.
So about 2 years ago, I got into a really serious car accident. I was hit on the 401 by a truck at like 80 kilometers. And I hit my head off the steering wheel, and then I hit my head off the headrest, and then hit my head off the side of the window. But luckily, I was still alive. A lot of shock, but as I got out of the car after this happened, I was so in shock that I was what do you call it? Walking back and forth into oncoming traffic.
Oh Lord!
Where I was, who was around, what happened, because it was a hit and run, and the truck took off down the shoulder.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So then as this is happening, as I'm like pacing, that's the word, pacing, back and forth, I was almost hit again as a pedestrian until a man put his arm around my waist and pulled me out of the way. And I didn't even
thank God.
know he was there. So, whew.
Take your time.
Yeah.
I've had a lot to work through.
Yeah.
And I suffered post-traumatic stress disorder as a result, a brain injury as well. I had to basically learn how to talk again, because for a really long time I was making sentences in like scrambled eggs kind of way. And I was constantly like dizzy and having headaches and stuff, and it would like mess with my balance. So I kind of had to learn all of that all over again.
Yeah.
And it happened actually at the time that I was releasing one of my favorite songs that I've ever written, U-Turn.
Wow.
It's just so interesting. I feel like every time I release a song, art is kind of imitating life or life.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I went through all of that, learned that, you know, it's not about being in the rat race, because at that time it was like, oh my gosh, I have to keep up the momentum. I have to do whatever the industry's saying I have to do. And I was so new to things. So I just kind of followed suit for a while. I was never really feeling super like authentically me, that I was promoting it. Not necessarily a happy place, but I would say with Guilt Trip. And just kind of how I was feeling like I had to like keep up with the Joneses sort of.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like the car accident happened to slow me down and to make me do what we like to call have a U-turn mindset, which is like, it's going to be better off for me. Going to do it God's way, not Angelica.
Wow.
And I had to surrender what I had built in order for him to move through and kind of take over the dream, because it was all along, right?
Yeah.
Trying to steer the ship. So I had to take a really long time to heal. And what I find really interesting about all this is that in the time that I was trying to heal, I was trying to write songs. And I had all of this time. I had to take time off of work, of course, move back in with my family, bedroom apartment that I was on my own, so that my parents could take care of me, because I was pretty messed up. But in that time, I was like, why can't I write music? Like, this is crazy. I'm like, I have all this time on my hands. And God was like, no, this isn't your time. You have to slow down.
Yeah.
To really figure out who you are.
Right.
What to say, and how you're going to use these gifts to touch other people, not make it about yourself or not make it about the industry or whatever.
Yeah.
I had a long healing journey. And what I find really interesting about my healing journey is that I never played guitar. I always had somebody playing for me. Actually, I learned how to play guitar during this healing journey. And that is what brought me back to being able to do this music thing again. Now, I'm still not like amazing at guitar, but it was crazy that something I couldn't do before. It was like, okay, now I'm going to try this out because I have time. And it was like soothing and healing. And then I finally got to a point where I'm doing like all of this therapy and everything, because I have so much to unpack, especially with the trauma of what I went through. And I think that because I took that time to slow down, really figure out who I am, like challenge myself in a different way, or just kind of surrender to like what it is and what he wants me to do, then I was able to, when the time was right, write music that I feel is probably the most honest music I've ever written. And I kind of found myself in the music that I was writing.
It's so interesting how God will put people in certain situations that at first seem so heartbreaking. Because what happened to you is just heartbreaking.
Yes.
But to also see, you know, you wrote the song U-Turn, and then it's literally God literally
was like,
turned you to take a break.
You turned me around.
Literally to take a break. You learned guitar. You found yourself. You no longer care what the industry standards are anymore, because we know this industry, the music industry, is interesting. We'll just leave it at that. It's an interesting industry. But you went against those odds and said, you know what, I'm gonna do things the way how I'm meant to do it, instead of pleasing other people. And the success shows that. That's just incredible.
Well, thank you. And like a big part, I think too, was just like owning who I am. Like I say, like I talk a lot about how like I'm a dork and like I like to be goofy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At first I was like, oh God, like the industry's gonna hate that. They're gonna try and like stifle that, or like I don't know, put me in a box kind of thing. I was just like, but I couldn't be anything but myself after that car accident. And I think that's like a big reflection in my music. And it's kind of also why I wrote Ringtone, because at the time I was like, well, I'm just going to keep going back to these relationships with these guys who, you know, are going to tell me how they want me to be. And then I can't for my dreams and stuff like that. But it wasn't until I was like, actually, I put in the work. I am putting me first.
Yes, as you should.
Fast. And like, you know, like I was just like, it's okay to be on your own, because you actually yourself. And it's such a nice journey of like learning to love yourself for who you are. And, I couldn't have done that, I don't think, without, you know, the help of with my faith and my family and my therapists and all those people. And I just think sometimes it's so important to slow down.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. And I think it takes a load of reflection to kind of have that conversation with yourself, and, you know,
have an honest
in your faith, you know, with God, you know, your divine being, and saying, okay, you know what, I do need to slow down. I do need to really, and it's hard, right?
It is. Living in a fast-paced world.
And then you're gonna slow down, and you're in one of the most fastest changing industry, one of them being music, and you're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to slow down now and not pay attention
to everything that's going on.
The other top 10 people on the charts right now, or what's in, or, you know, and focus on me and being authentic. That is not an easy feat at all.
It's not.
I can imagine.
And I will be honest, it was very, very hard. It was very hard. I actually had to take some time away from socials because of that, because I was like, I am in a standstill and there really is nothing I can do. But I'm watching all of these people progress. And then it just kind of hit me that it's like, even if I was like given the same opportunities or whatever, I wouldn't be ready for them. You know, like I wasn't in a place where I could actually do that. In a healthy way, and that would help me in a way that wouldn't like damage me. I think I've just learned a lot about how important it is for me to only do things that I believe in and that I think are a reflection of like the kinds of stories or the kind of person that I want to be.
Was there ever a time, and obviously I'm not expecting you to out anyone like on this, but like, was there ever a time in the industry where you were directly told that, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that to make it in the music industry?
Oh yeah. My favorite one is make sure you dye your hair blonde because blondes are the only ones who are making it in country music.
Oh, wow.
You know, that is bothering me so much. Only because there are so many amazing redheads, brunettes, black-haired, female country singers that are killing it. Like so many.
Like, I get it. I know that like everyone's basing everything off of Dolly Parton because she's a blonde,
right,
and that's great. Love me some Dolly, but not everyone has to look or have the same hair color as Dolly. So it's very bothersome that they want to basically like say, you know, change your hair color and basically look like Britney Spears to go and perform. It's like, wait, what?
It's nothing against like the blondes or whatever.
No, not at all.
But
the fact that it's like, what, do you want us all to be the same then? Like,
right? Where's the diversity in having
carbon copies of every single like same person? It just like, yeah, it didn't really like make sense to me, and I don't think I would look very good as a blonde. And I'm only going to turn blonde if I feel like it, not
that's it.
Somebody's telling me, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I do think that, especially now too. I feel with the music industry, it has become more, I think, accepting of
different looks,
But another question that just came to my mind here, and would love to know your perspective, but you were at the Cavendish Music Festival, which is one of the biggest festivals, not only in Ontario, but really in Canada. It's a huge deal.
It's a big deal. So congrats to that.
So congratulations on your numerous performances during that entire festival weekend.
Oh my gosh.
After doing something like that and after reaching that achievement, how do you work at staying grounded and not letting it get to you?
Well, I just try to like really take in that whole moment. Like I really tried to take in that experience, and I'm sure I had a lot of people being like, "Oh, come on, like don't get so excited about riding in a golf cart to your your stage or whatever." Like, somebody taking you on a ski-doo for the first time. Like I don't know. I've just like I really want to enjoy the journey, and I think that kind of helps. Like it keeps it down to earth, and it's not like, oh, I already know what this is like. I'm too good for this. Like it's like I don't even have a lying face, or like I can't really hide that kind of stuff. So if I'm like, you know, I'm excited. I think that really helps. And like my parents and my family, they're so grounding, and my faith as well. It's like it's like just realizing that it's not just me. Like I'm giving thanks to God for these things.
Absolutely.
Before I like do my show or whatever, I always say like,
love that.
Whatever your will is for this show, go ahead and it's yours now. Like use me as like your instrument or whatever. And so that kind of helps me to stay grounded and just like realizing that like it's just like little stepping stones to keep going forward and remembering why I do it. Like the coolest thing for me that happened at that festival, it was really cool to play to a lot of people and to play to that festival. The coolest thing for me was one of the security guards came up to me and he said, you know, your song Finding My Feet, all about like I told the story about my car accident and everything. He goes, that really touched me. He goes, because my wife is going through that right now. And and just having those kinds of conversations that means probably the most to me when I get to like connect with them one.
That's amazing. Oh, wow.
It's just human to human, right? And
yeah.
Yeah.
That will humble anybody. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's humble.
And it makes you remember why you do what you do. Yeah. Right? Like it's, yes, we all enjoy music. We love it. We dance to it. We sing along. But there is that piece as well that kind of just, it hits you, right? You know,
really connects.
Yeah.
Which is cool. That's why I love it. Like music really is a universal language.
Yeah.
He doesn't know you. You don't know him, but you wrote this song, you released it, and that song has now connected you to so many people that are going through their own trial and tribulation, and they're finding their feet because of the song you wrote. Like that's such a blessing.
I just want to say congratulations too with Ringtone and all the accolades we're getting there and the streams and all of that. I think that's so exciting. And because of the success there, you're seeing so much happening. What are some of the gigs where we can expect to see you in the upcoming weeks and months?
I'm really, really excited because next weekend I will be at Kemptville Live Music Festival. Ooh. I am going to be opening up for Dean Brody. So that is really, really cool. And yeah, so that is one that I'm really, really excited about. I'm also playing the Country Hoedown, where I will be playing the night of Robin Ottolini. I will be playing. There's a lot of like really cool people. I'm playing the plowing match. The headliner for that, which is really cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
And oh gosh, I'm playing Grace O'Malley's in Toronto.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh god, I've got like I think
this is great, girl. You're booked and busy. You got every weekend. You're out. You're there.
Yeah, she's
fantastic.
I mean, I'm always posting on Instagram. I'm trying with the TikTok, but I'm gonna need some help. I need some Gen Zers. I need some people to like teach me what the heck to do with this dang algorithm. Because I can post the same Instagram video and get like way more likes, way more comments, way more engagement. And then I post the same thing on TikTok and I'm like, really? 200?
Yeah. It's crazy how both platforms are so different.
Both platforms are messing with our emotions.
I remember a guy telling me, he's like, you know what? Because when it came to social media, he said, you don't have to be on every network. And then if you do have to be on every network, as long as you have the one that works the best, and then the other one, just keep them there because you have a household name. So you want to have your TikTok. But don't worry about it too much. Because if Instagram is the one that's really working for you, then just keep posting on it. And don't worry about Tickety Talk because Tickety Talk.
That's what we call TikTok over here. I think it's so important for any career where you have to face rejection.
Oh my goodness.
You need the backing of supportive friends and family.
Yeah.
So
in fact, my dad said something to me that's like really stuck with me last night. He said, honestly, Angelica, because like we have our days, he's like, I don't want to hear about the people that aren't interested in you. He's like, I want you to focus on the people that do love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like just hearing that, I was like, yeah, why not focusing on the people that, don't care what I'm doing, aren't into the music or whatever. I need to be focusing on the people that do and like snowballing that.
I love your dad.
Yeah.
Those fantastic.
You know what? Love wise words from dad. That is so true. A lot of us do spend a lot of time on the people that you could do whatever you do and they still won't.
And 100 people will love what you do. And then there's just that one person
that keeps you
down. Like, it was okay. And they just live rent free in your mind. They take up all your space. And you know that you have a great fan base and they love you. Focus on that.
And there are booking people.
Yeah, clearly, girl, you're talented.
Love you.
They're booked and busy.
Thanks.
Booked and busy.
Do you wanna just keep pumping me up and like?
I can. Because the talent is there, girl.
You guys too, because you guys are amazing. I feel like every time I have a conversation with you, I'm just like, can we be best friends? You remind me of my
We are best friends.
Of course you can.
Yes.
Angelica, we want to thank you so much for coming over and chatting with us. We really do appreciate it. We know that you've had, just so everyone understands, that Angelica is a real one.
She is.
Had a full day of rehearsals, showed up here and has a gig tonight. So we don't want to keep you too long, Angelica, but we just want to thank you, and we send you enough positive vibes. God bless you, sweetheart.
God bless you a million times.
Oh, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
No problem.
See, I tell you, I love you guys.
Aww. We love you.
Oh, we just adore Angelica for.
She's such an amazing. She's just such an amazing. I can't say it enough. Her story is so inspiring.
Yes, everyone should go ahead and follow her on Spotify, and of course, be sure to continue to follow us, the HercastleGirls. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Let us know that you love these interviews, because we want to bring as much artists as we can to you. Visit us on Instagram. HercastleGirls is the handle, and our blog, HercastleGirls.com, where it all started. Be sure to check out our blog as well.
And we know it's a lot.
It's always HercastleGirls.
It's always HercastleGirls. Remember that. If you remember that as the one word, you got everything down. Till next time, everyone.
We will see you in the next video.
Take care, everyone. Bye.